Hey, what's up, you guys? This is WD3, and this is your Hill Report daily marketing tip. Well, as you can see on this Tuesday morning, uh, we're in the neighborhoods. We have just finished our Tuesday morning distribution. We're always grateful for those who care enough about their business, about their employees, about their business in general and the customers to let people know about their brand. It's a beautiful thing, and we always love how businesses have come together with the Hill Report and have decided that we're going to grow together. But today, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about growth in general. What is growth? How does it happen? What is the nature of growth? Well, the nature of growth is very incremental. If you look in nature, you're going to see once you plant the seed, which I would say the distribution, uh, the actual setting up of the marketing plan, all that is planting a seed. But once you plant the seed, then you should expect growth. Growth is not an explosion, that's a bomb. Um, if you want a bomb, maybe you should try television. Maybe you should get on the Super Bowl, which is going to cost you millions of dollars for an advertising bomb. But if you want growth, true incremental natural growth with your business, then expect that growth to be very incremental. Just like when you're growing as a person, day after day, you learn different things, and that helps you to grow. Just like if you're growing in your childhood, you put the little lines on the wall. You don't see one day to the next, or just because you turn, now you're 10 and now you're 11, so now you should mark up 2 feet. It doesn't happen like that. When you grow very incrementally. In the marketing world, in the advertising world, in the business world, what I tell folks is to expect, use the rules of 1%, use the rule of 1 to 10 when you're realizing growth. Meaning, if you invest $1 in advertising, you should be advertising with a advertising vehicle that's going to bring you $10 in revenue. That may seem like a lot, but you definitely are not trying to exchange one for one in advertising. You're not trying to spend $1 to make $1. Um, Usually, if you tell a good, wide enough range of people about your business, then you're going to experience 10 times growth. That's just in general because of your pricing structure, because of the value of a new customer. Um, in some businesses, you may have a product where, like car repair, where they're going to spend close to $1,000. Well, if you spend $100 on telling 1,000 people about your business, if you get one person, you just made $1,000. If you have a business that's pretty high volume, like say a restaurant, they may spend 40, 50, 60, $70 when they come into your restaurant, especially if they come in on a date or if they come in with their family. They could spend $100, $200. So if you spend $100 and you told 1,000 people about your business, your restaurant, if you get 4 or 5 new people and they like your food and they come back again and they tell other people, that could be a repeat uh, growth just by that one customer tree telling other people. People usually like to tell other people about things that they like, especially food. If Have you ever had a friend who ate something and they really liked it? They told you about it immediately. They might even been close enough to say you need to try this, or um, maybe there's gift cards, or maybe they'll say, I'm going to take you to this place. I really like this place. People eat 3 times a day. So telling, spending $100 on your advertising, you should definitely realize that 10 times growth. Um, I say if you're looking at customer count, use the rule of 1% as your plus or minus. If you've gained uh, one customer out of 1% of your distribution, if you gain 1% of your distribution, you're pretty much performing well. I like to give these rules so that you don't have unreal expectations. The biggest cause of disappointment are unreal expectations. Um, Realizing 1% out of your distribution or out of your marketing range is a very, very good marker to go by. Even if you like put out a YouTube video, um, if you get 1% like or 1% comment, you're really seeing some engagement. If 10,000 people watched your video and what would that be? 100 people commented, then you really got some pretty good engagement, right? Um, People were really paying attention to your brand. So the rule of 1% is very huge to go by because um, say if you have 1,000 distributions of a newspaper with your ad in it, and 10 new customers come out of that, you've really performed well. Don't expect um, 1,000 distributions and 500. I should get 500. No, it doesn't happen like that. Like, you would have to be actually giving away free stuff in order to get that type of participation. And then, even with free stuff, people are very skeptical. They are very keen on what market value is for different products. So they're like, well, why is he giving it away for free? So schemes and gimmicks, they work to a certain extent. Um, I definitely like for you to keep your prices where you can make a good profit, but at the same time, I like for you to do incremental sales and specials, and that's going to actually make the regular customer see the difference and maybe invite new people, maybe come more frequently to look for those sales and specials. Um, I've noticed in general, people are very lazy when it comes to coupons. People don't shop with coupons. A lot of times, people leave the house and they intend to go to Walmart or something to get one thing, and they end up making a couple stops that they did not plan. A lot of people do impromptu shopping. A lot of people do impulsive shopping. That's why all the candy at Walmart is sitting right next to the checkout line, because you didn't go to get that candy or that snack, but as you're standing in line, you make an impulsive buy. So people are very impulsive. Um, There's some businesses where people are not impulsive about, they're very intentional. You have like Starbucks, for instance. People get up early in the morning. You know how hard it is to get people up in the morning and to do anything other than take their kid to school or go to work. Starbucks actually has achieved the ability to get people up out of bed and getting their product early in the morning. That's quite an achievement. In and Out Burger. You know how hard it is to get Americans to wait in a line for anything, let alone a line around the corner in the street for a hamburger and fries. Um, Through their pricing, their customer service, and their consistency in their brand, they've achieved that. Um, we want your business to achieve those type of things. We want your business to achieve those type of accomplishments. But you have to stick with your plan and you have to recognize your growth. If you're not celebrating that 1% in growth, if you're not celebrating that $1 invested in yourself uh, to make that 10 in revenue, if you're not accepting that incremental growth or even recognizing it, then you're not going to achieve over the long run the big growth. Um, those type of numbers you realize over the course of months and years when you have executed your plan. Now you see that, hey, I've grown 5% in the last quarter. I've grown 10% over the last year. If you're not keen on your books, if you're not keen on your numbers, it's very tough to see that type of small growth, which makes a big difference. Um, if if you've doubled your brand because you're a startup and you advertise hard and you could achieve thousands of percentage points in growth because you're starting from nothing. If you're if you have a bad reputation around town or if you're not known for good service or a good product, then it could be hard to achieve growth if you have a track record with the market. You're going to have to do some rehab. You're going to have to do some under new management. You're going to have to say, we've developed a new process. You're going to have to bring something that builds that trust back to the market um, in order to get those customers to try again. If you have a brand like that, so starting now, starting today, recognize your incremental growth, adjust your expectations, stick with your plan, serve customers right, execute your plan, execute your service, um, make the best product that you can make if you're a restaurant or something like that. Um, because it's going to make a difference because people talk and people are going to say, hey, this guy delivered. Hey, don't go to this guy, right? Um, so growth. Let's go over the rules one more time before we get out of here. Shout out to you guys on this Tuesday morning sticking with me. Um, but 1% rule in customer traffic. 1% of your total market distribution. If you achieve 1%, that is a good over under. Matter of fact, 1% is performing very well. Um, Also, it's a general known rule in general in the history of advertising. If you spend $1, invest $1 in advertising, you should make $10 in revenue. Um, and that could be over a short period of time or it could be over a long period of time. But that particular campaign is going to come back to you 10 times because, frankly, folks just don't know you exist. They don't know who you are. They've never tried you. And advertising is basically subliminal messages that are enticing customers to try you, enticing customers to come back. It's telling folks that you believe in yourself, and that is going to bring them in the door. So, hey, I know this was a little bit of a long video, but I really gave you guys a little inside look. It's about uh, 7 in the morning. Um, but we did our Tuesday morning distribution. We're getting this week kicked off and getting this week going, and we're very excited to help you guys achieve that growth. All right, guys. So this is WD3, and this is your Hill Report Daily Marketing Tips. And guys, let's go get some sales.